Everybody.
Good
afternoon. On behalf of Suzy and Sam, I would like to welcome you all to the White Heather. Today, on this very happy occasion, as we gather to celebrate their marriage. I should like to begin by introducing my colleague, Amanda Smith, who is the registrar for today, and whose task it is to enter the details of this marriage into the official register. My name is Kate Stocks. It is my privilege and pleasure to conduct the ceremony here today. So we'll start with the all-important questions though. So can I ask, who brings Suzy here today to be married, please?
I do.
Thank you. And may I also ask who brings Sam here today to be married?
I do.
Gentlemen, if you'd like to take your seats, thank you very much. That's it, look at this. The place in which you are now met has been duly sanctioned, according to the law, the celebration of marriages. Suzy and Sam, your friends and family, are celebrating with you today. They will join in with you in the solemnisation of your marriage. They will witness your vows and promises and support you in your future lives together. Marriage is a promise made between two people who love one another and who wish to share their future lives together. It calls for mutual respect, honesty, patience, and of course a good sense of humour. It will provide each of you with the love, the support, the help and the comfort that you may need, both in times of joy and in times of difficulty. A good partner in such a marriage will be loving, caring, and above all a best friend. Susanna Elizabeth Barrett and Samantha Louise Boyers are making a public declaration of their love and commitment to one another. However, if any person knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they should declare it now. Perfect silence. You picked the guests very well. Shall we move on swiftly? So we've now come to our first little treat in this afternoon's ceremony. And I'd like to invite Charlotte and Elizabeth to come forward. They're going to do a reading for us. So girls, if you want to take over.
The Little Yellow Leaf by Karen Berger. And then, high up on an icy branch, a scarlet flash. One more leaf, holding tight.
You're here, called the Little Yellow Leaf.
I am, said the little scarlet leaf.
Like me, said the Little Yellow Leaf.
Neither spoke.
Finally.
Will you? Asked the little scarlet leaf.
I will, said the Little Yellow Leaf.
And 1, 2, 3, they let go and soared.
Thank you, Charlotte and Elizabeth, that was brilliant. What is back in the centre doing? Suzy and Sam, before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. I now require each of you in turn to make a legal declaration of your freedom to marry one another. Suzy, you to go first to repeat after me. Are you ready? Deep breath. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
any lawful impediment
why I, Susanna Elizabeth Barrett,
why I, Susanna Elizabeth Barrett,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Samantha Louise Boyers.
to Samantha Louise Boyers.
Perfect, well. No pressure there,
No.
Sam. Are you ready to do the same? Deep breath. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Samantha Louise Boyers,
why I, Samantha Louise Boyers,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Susanna Elizabeth Barrett.
to Susanna Elizabeth
So I do apologise because we've missed out. We're going to have a little bit of audience participation now. So if Josie wants to lead us away with a song, and all the words to this song are in your notable clip, in your audio survey. All yours, Josie. Yes.
Thank you. Perfect.
I'll tell you something I think you'll understand when I tell you something. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. Oh, please say to me you'll let me be your man. And please say to me, I'll let me hold your hand. You'll let me hold your hand. You'll let me hold your hand. And when I touch you, I feel happy inside. It's such a feeling that my love I can hide, I can hide, I can hide. Yeah, you got that something I think you'll understand. When I feel that something, I wanna hold your hand. 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 I wanna hold your hand.
We've now got another treat, and it's going to be a really tough act to follow, I'm afraid, Chris. Would you like to come forward and do your reading?
I'm going to read off the paper, girls. Marriage. Marriage is about giving and taking, and forging and forsaking, kissing and loving, and pushing and shoving, caring and sharing, and screaming and swearing. About being together, whatever the weather. About being driven to the end of your tether. About sweetness and kindness, and wisdom and blindness. It's about being strong when you're feeling quite weak. It's about saying nothing when you're dying to speak. It's about being wrong when you know you were right. It's about giving in before there's a fight. It's about you two living as cheaply as one. You can give them a call if you know how that's done. Never heeding advice that was always well meant. Never counting the cost until it is all spent. And for you two today, it's about to begin, for all that you two have had to put in. Some days filled with joy and some days filled with sadness. Too late you'll discover that marriage is madness.
Thank you, Chris. So we've now come to the solemn but joyous moment when Suzy and Sam will be contracting their marriage before you, their witnesses and guests. And everybody in the room today is a witness to this marriage. There's 4 special people that we'd like to invite forward at this point. There's 2 sets of parents, so we can invite Alan and Anna and Roderick and Rosalie. Now at this point, I do need you to turn and face each other. So if we can perhaps have a set of parents this side Does that work with you?
Sorry,
ladies?
That will work, yeah, between us, we'll be good.
Jolly good.
Yeah. Good.
So I'm going to feed you some
Spit
more lines to
that.
repeat after me. These are your marriage vows. So it's you to go first, Suzy. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Susanna Elizabeth Barrett,
to witness that I, Susanna Elizabeth Barrett,
do take thee, Samantha Louise Boyers,
do take thee, Samantha Louise Boyers,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Suzy's also written some additional vows that she'd like to say to Sam.
To my soulmate, my partner in laughter and silliness, my peace. You fill my soul with comfort, my heart with joy, and my mind with contentment. You are my golden snitch, the encore to my show, my prize-winning delphinium. I promise to love you deeply, stand by your side firmly, and protect you always for the rest of my life.
So are you ready to do your vows? I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Samantha Louise Boyers,
to witness that I, Samantha Louise Boyers,
do take thee, Susanna Elizabeth Barrett,
do take thee, Susanna Elizabeth Barrett,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
She has also written her own vows, and those deep vows.
To my soulmate, my partner in laughter and silliness, my peace. You fill my soul with comfort, my heart with joy, and my mind with contentment. You are the last piece in my jigsaw, the high note of my song, and the artsy of my game. I promise to love you deeply, stand by my side firmly, and protect you always for the rest of my life.
It's part of a long tradition in this country that a marriage is sealed by the giving and receiving of a ring. The wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising eternal unity without beginning or end. It's the outward sign of the love that exists between you. Let it always remind you of the commitment that you have made here today. So I am first of all, I believe you can hand the ring to Suzy. Thank you. And if you'd like to play, oh, we've got this.
That's Samantha to give to me.
Yeah. Oh. If you'd like to place that on the third finger, left hand, and repeat these words after me. I give you this ring with love,
I give you this ring with love,
to wear from this day forward,
to wear from this day forward,
as a reminder of the vows we have made to each other.
as a reminder of the vows we have made for each other.
All that I am, I give to you,
All that I am, I give to you,
and all that I have, I share with you.
and all that I have, I share with you.
Will that pen slide all the way on? Yourself firmly in place,
Yeah,
here,
yes,
it's not going anywhere. Excellent. And Rosie, if you'd like to hand the other ring, please, to Suzy. And if you'd like to place that on the third finger, Sam's left hand, just hold it while you repeat these words after me. I give you this ring with love,
I give you this ring with love,
to wear from this day forward,
to wear from this day forward,
as a reminder of the vows
as a reminder of the vows
we have made to each
we
other.
have made to each other.
All that I am, I give to you,
All that I am, I give to you,
and all that I have, I share with you.
and all that I have, I share with you.
Let's slide all the way on, it's a bit warm in here. Yeah. It's firmly in place. Not going anywhere. Excellent. So my witnesses would like to retake their seats. Thank you very much. Now we're going to have our final little treat, and it's Andrew who's going to come forward now to do a reading.
I'm going to read as well, sorry. A blessing for a marriage. May your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitement a marriage should bring, and may life grant you also patience, tolerance, and understanding. May you always need one another, not so much to fill your emptiness as to help you know your fullness. A mountain needs a valley to be complete. The valley does not make the mountain less, but more, and the valley is more a valley because it has a mountain towering over it. So let it be with you and you. May you need one another, but not out of weakness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you entice one another, but not compel one another. May you embrace one another, but not out and encircle one another. May you succeed in all important ways with one another and not fail in the little graces. May you look for things to praise, often say I love you, and take no notice of small faults. If you have quarrels that push you apart, may both of you hope to have good sense to take the first step back. May you enter into the mystery that is the awareness of one another's presence. No more physical than spiritual, warm and near when you are side by side, and warm and near when you're in separate rooms or even distant cities. May you have happiness, and may you find it making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it loving one another.
Suzy and Sam, you have made the commitment of marriage. The path that you have chosen to travel may have many challenges along the way. From this day forward, you will face them together. We hope that the feelings of love that you have for one another will deepen and grow even stronger throughout the years to come. You have given your marriage vows and personal promises to each other in my presence, in the presence of the registrar, and of course in the presence of your families and friends here today. So, I am therefore delighted to announce that you are now lawfully joined together as wife and wife, with many
Every now and then, I think you might like to hear something from us. Nice and easy. But there's just one thing. You see, we never, ever do nothing nice, easy. We always do it nice and rough. But we're going to take the beginning of this song and do it easy. But then we're gonna do the finish rough. It's the way we do Proud Mary. And we're rolling.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
You're all very welcome here. I know some of you have travelled a long way to come to the wedding today. We've got people coming from America, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Australia, and Grimsby. Well, you're all very welcome, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I'd like to take this opportunity firstly to thank Rosemary and Rob and their friends in Curtin Lindsey, as whenever Anna and I have been up here, or we've been to various barbecues or whatever, we've always been made very, very welcome. And for that, we'd like to thank you. Today is all about Suzy and Sam. But I would just like to say a few words about Suzy. Born the 30th of July 1981. It was the day after Charles and Diana's wedding. And so the day before we'd had a street party. And unfortunately there was a couple of barrels of beer left. And being a real royal person, I just felt duty bound to help finish off these couple of barrels of beer, which myself and a couple of guys down the road did. As we're coming to the end of the evening, we'd almost achieved both barrels, and all of a sudden Anna said to me, "I think the baby's coming." And I thought, well, how inconsiderate. Anyway, Anna whisked me off to hospital, and we got there, and there was only one nurse on duty that night, so I had to help with the birth of my daughter, Suzy. Now, despite what people might think, I didn't drop her on her head. And as you can see, she's actually turned out to be okay. Susie's been very sporty most of her life. She's, from a very young age, she took up dancing and gymnastics. Around 14, she had to choose which of these two to take more seriously, and she chose dancing. And then at the age of 16, she got a place at a dance school in Corringham in Essex. And she obviously went down there to improve her dancing skills, which no doubt you've probably already realised she gets them from me. As I will prove later on when I hit the dance floor, I'll give you my impression of Louis Spence. This was a 3-year course that Suzy went on down in Essex. So she had to obviously pack up to go down there. She packed her fake tan, the white high-heeled shoes, and off she went. 3 years later, I know she enjoyed dance school, but I don't know too much about that. I think she probably enjoyed it too much. 3 years after leaving dance school, she got her first contract with Carnival Cruise Lines. And she had to travel down to Galveston in Texas for a 9-month contract. And as most of you know, the rest is history. Now the next 10 years for Suzy was particularly difficult. Swanning around the Caribbean, island to island. And she complained to me once that last week she had to work 3 days. But needless to say, that wasn't every week. It was while she was on the cruise ships that she met the lovely Sam.
Hey.
When they finished, they decided to come and live here in Curtin Lindsey. And now Suzy had to decide what she was going to do next. So she drew up a list of what she was good at. That didn't take very long. But she decided to start her own gardening business. And again, she's had lots of help from certain people in Curtin. I'm not going to name those people, they know who they are. And I would say to you guys, thank you all very, very much. I understand Suzy has now got more work that she can actually cope with. And her gardening business has become very successful. So both gardening and dancing have proved to be very, very successful for Suzy. And I'm sure her marriage to Sam is going to be just the same.
Oh, nice.
I'm coming to the end, so I would just like to pass a comment on the Institute of Marriage after 45 years of very happy marriage. I learned one thing, and that is, what was it I learned? Yeah, I know. At the end of an argument, you should always say, to end an argument, you should always say sorry. It always works. Well, it has for Anna. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stand, raise your glasses, and drink a toast to the health and happiness of Suzy and Sam. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the bride.
I have just one sad announcement to make. There's 2 of our friends, Stuart and Carol Blackburn, are not able to make it here tonight because they're both very poorly, Stuart in particular, so I obviously wish them well. Now, my main aim this afternoon is to try to avoid any embarrassment. I knew I should should have looked in the heckler's book. Particularly to Samantha and Suzy. I'm obviously used to it. Now, I don't know whether it's my reputation's gone before me or all this worries about what I'm going to be saying, but my family actually decided some time ago, when they realised I was going to be giving a speech, that they said, we need to proofread your speech. Now, as you can imagine, I wasn't very keen about that, so I came up with a cunning plan. I decided that I would do a speech A and a speech B. I would give speech A to the family to proofread, but I'd give you all speech B, which would be far more entertaining and dodgy. But then I had another cunning plan. I thought, no, I really haven't got the time or effort, inclination to do 2 speeches. I'm only going to do 1 speech. But what I will do is if I'm going to proofread, we're going to have a proof listen, which is where you all come in, right? Now, there might be some occasions when I get a little bit near the knuckle, or get a little bit contentious, or in view of my advancing age that I get a little bit non-PC. So what I'd like you all to do is to hiss, all right? Now, I need degrees of hiss. I need degrees of hiss. If you feel that I'm only going slightly off the straight and narrow, I just want a gentle hiss. So can we just practice a gentle hiss, please? That's wonderful. Now, if on the other hand, I do get carried away, and my wife wishes that all the time, but... What was that, my love? If I do get a bit carried away, then it may be that I get well off the beaten track and I need a louder hiss. So can we practice a louder hiss? Oh, fantastic. Do you know, I do love audience participation. That's very good. Now, unfortunately, as my wife will tell you, my sense of humour is often not the same as other people's sense of humour. So, and anyone's possibly even. So, when I'm stood here and saying something that I imagine to be humorous, and you don't, unfortunately, there's going to be the sound of tumbleweed. So can we just practice the sound of tumbleweed? Oh, this is amazing. Now, we're very fortunate. We've had some really very nice weather today, and we've got this lovely venue. And one of the advantages of a midweek wedding is the fact that we've had this venue all day. Not only have we had it all day, we had it all day yesterday. So, unwittingly, I was told by Samantha and Suzy that there were no time pressures today. So, during the course of the next 45 minutes, you see, the hissing should come in. You missed an opportunity there. No, obviously, this is a very proud day for Rosemary and myself. We've actually been very proud of Samantha throughout all of her age. There may have been the odd 1 or 2 blips, I don't know. But we have been very, very proud of Samantha. From a very early age, she decided she'd like to do singing and dancing. And in actual fact, Jill, I don't know where you are, Jill, one of her teachers is here today. And some of her, and some of her friends, let's use it as Nick and Alex. Is that it? And Caroline. Sorry, I didn't see Caroline. Hello, Caroline. I'll be there today. And Amy. Forget it. There's a load of them here today. I'm getting so too far away. Anyway, basically, when Samantha was very young, she had loads of tutus and the usual sort of outfits and Greek outfits, which, by the way, are still in our loft at home. And in the not too distant future, I would like to see them removed so I can put some of my own clutter up there. Anyway, Samantha did very well with her dancing. She went to many festivals, she won many awards, and I should say also that on a number of occasions she beat a certain famous, or should I say infamous, Sheridan Smith. None other. Just doing a little bit of name dropping as I go along. Anyway, Samantha, like Suzy, with her gymnastics and sport, was also very good at sport. At school, she won the Victrix Ludorum, which is the award for the top female athlete. She also ran for Scunthorpe in the cross country. I remember taking you across to Beverley. I can't remember where you came. I know you didn't win the event, but it didn't matter. It's the taking part, but she did very well. Anyway, she went did very well at school with her exams and everything. Then moved on to the John Leggett sixth form. Did very well there. Worked very hard. She's always worked very hard right through her life. She went on to Middlesex University and got a degree. And while she was staying down in London, she decided to flirt with journalism and worked on the Inside Soap for a while. But Samantha's passion has always been her singing and dancing and to perform on stage. Well, at various times she got some contracts at one place was at Thursford, the Christmas Extravaganza, which is an absolutely amazing show. Absolutely amazing. If you've never been there, it's somewhere that you need to put on your bucket list because it really is an amazing experience. Right, well, obviously with her singing and dancing, that was her dream. She had an opportunity to go over to America as a production singer. You can see where this is all going now, can't you? As a production singer for a cruise line in America. Now, it's one thing when your daughter's just down the road in London, but it's another thing when she's halfway around the world and you only see her every 6 months for a few weeks or so. It's a bit wrenching. The one thing I would say is that we were able to maintain contact through a thing called, do you remember Skype? Yes? Skype was one of those things where obviously on the video links you were able to talk and see them at the same time. And I remember on one occasion, I was working late at the office, working on some table tennis, some account stuff. And my computer pinged. There was a signal coming in on my Skype. And remember what it sounded like? It used to sound like the computer was actually at the bottom of a fish tank. And it was Samantha. I can't remember where it was, but she was leaving port at the time. She had her laptop and she was walking around the ship. And she showed me the sights of the port. And I even got to look around the ship itself. And so that was fantastic. Actually, Rosemary and I also managed to get out a few times. We had a trip to the Caribbean once, I remember. The most memorable one was when we actually went to Vancouver and we went up to Alaska and back. And again, that was a trip worthwhile. If you've not been on a cruise liner, I would really recommend that. And you should put that on your bucket list. It's all advertising here. I need to just see where I am now. It's all right, don't worry. Anyway, it was about 6 years ago, as Alan has said, Samantha and Suzy met, all right? And about 3 years later, they actually decided they were going to retire. Retire, now I've heard that word before, haven't I? Well, they came from having been halfway around the world. They actually came to live within 3 doors of us, which is quite amazing. As Alan has pointed out, Suzy set up a very successful gardening business and continues to do so and has done very well. Samantha, she got into education. She became a qualified teacher and is doing very well at the moment in primary education. So she's done very well indeed. What I do need to just show you, I've actually got some props here. There's a story behind this, unfortunately. This is the ship that they actually met on. It was the Carnival Freedom, all that time, 6 years ago. Rosemary, if you'd like to just help me. She's not as pretty as Debbie McGee. If Alan can say horrible things, so can I. There we go. For those of you who are visually impaired, can you just raise it a bit?
Okay, demanding.
I'm sure you've never seen a cruise liner before. Carnival Freedom, and that's where they met 6 years ago. I'm sure you'd like to hear the story behind this. I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm getting barracked, I'm afraid. The story was, some weeks ago I was given the brief to actually build a boat. I'm obviously known for my boat building reputation and skills. And I thought, well, Samantha did say, we just want half a boat because we're going to have it as a backdrop for people to take the pictures. So I thought, well, that shouldn't be any problem for me at all, because to build half a boat, I'm okay, because I've only got half a mind, as many of you know. So, but then I had a cunning plan. It's another cunning plan. I decided, having seen the backdrops that you get on the when you're on the cruise liners, they have lots of pictures there with the backdrops, and I thought it'd be good to have a backdrop of a boat. So I took it along, and unfortunately, Samantha and Suzy, much as I liked the photos, said no, that wasn't for them. So unfortunately, I had to set to and build my boat, which you can see over there. Yay! That is my creation. I think the idea is that Samantha and Suzy would like you all to take photos there, and also there's a scene, I think, in the other room, and put them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you do these days. I don't know, whatever. And send them on to Samantha. I am coming to the end, thankfully. Not too much kissing. Not too much kissing. I think Samantha and Suzy, we've known obviously Suzy for a good number of years now, and believe it or not, although she is the same as her dad, they have allegiance towards Chelsea Football Club, she has become an occasional Mariner supporter. She was there in the trophy final when we lost, but I'm not going to blame her for that. But she has been known to come, and she does support us. So that's up the Mariners. Obviously they're in Division 2 next season, so that's very good. But Samantha and Suzy make a lovely couple. I've never known them have a crossword at all. Just like us, lovey. But no, it's obvious that they get on very well, they work hard together, and they're going to make a lovely couple, and I hope they have a wonderful life together, which I'm sure they will. So I would also like you to be upstanding and raise your glasses. So happy future, a healthy future for Samantha and Suzy.
Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. Some of the things that I've written have actually kind of been covered by the father, so I wrote it, so I'm going to say it. I hope you don't mind. I'll try and be a little bit quick. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nick. Sam is my absolute best friend, and I've known her forever. So I phoned my mum when I was writing, well, for help in writing the early part of this speech, because my memory is actually terrible. It turns out that runs in the family. She was no help at all. I wanted to know when Sam and I first met. I know we were very little. I think we must have probably been about 4 years old. But do you know what? Actually, dates don't matter at all, because what's important is that I've known Sam as long as I can remember, and to me that is forever. So if we danced our way through our childhood and into our teens, we were part of a core group of 8 best friends from the Firth Sutton Stage School. In dance festivals, it seems like we couldn't lose, even when we forgot to bring our music. We loved competing, but the best thing was getting to spend all of our time with our best friends in the world. Then we grew up and life forced us apart. College and university beckoned. A few years later, Sam moved into a halls of residence just up the road from me in North London. We decided to get a flat together, 23B Grand Parade in Haringey, with one of our other old dancing friends, Carrie. Carrie soon moved out, that's for a boy. And my then boyfriend, Andy, and his best mate, Con, moved in with us. These are what I like to call the GoldenEye years. So GoldenEye is a game on the Nintendo 64 cartridge game, really, really old. We were completely addicted. And the soundtrack to our flat was pretty much gunfire and explosions. And when it came to gaming, Sam, she was equally as competitive and as good, if not better, than the boys. Andy disagrees. I have so many brilliant memories from that flat, although some a little bit vague, probably because of to do with the wine. We had some awesome parties, and I'm pretty sure the flat was haunted. Someone got locked in the bathroom, I can't remember who. You slept in the bathroom. We had crazy neighbours, scale X-trick, twister, fish tanks, and Sam's kamikaze hamster that every time she went away, it would run with devilish speed down towards the mousetraps in the kitchen. Also, the night when we'd been drinking red wine and for some reason you ended up with your head up the chimney. They were really good times. Sam, or as I like to call her, Snotface, and I have been, we have a very unique and childish way of showing affection for one another. When we see each other, we generally revert to being 4-year-olds. I think we've scarred Alex for life.
For life.
Yeah. Andy has lived with this for years, and I can't imagine what Suzy thought the first time she witnessed our behaviour. Suzy, though, to me, is an extension of Sam, and I absolutely love her to bits. So I take this opportunity to apologise for all of our past and future antics, because we're never going to change. It'd be like breaking a habit of a lifetime, really. Oh, hang on, I missed a bit. Sorry. What I also really love is that Suzy and Andy get on so well. My Andy. They have a friendship firmly based around gardening, the art of barbecuing, cocktail making, and their disbelief and disgust at mine and Sam's antics. They often stay up long after Sam and I have crashed. The cocktail mixing is serious business, and I'm assured you've not lived until you've tried Suzy's espresso martini made with instant coffee. We've had some brilliant evenings together and epic hangovers to match. Now, I know I'm not the only one who was delighted when they announced that they were retiring from the ships and coming home for good. They'd already bought their house, the pod, and it was time to make it their home. 2 greenhouses were built, 1 lost to a storm, palm tree uprooted, a new kitchen fitted, and vegetable garden dug. As we know, SB2 was born. Suzy started her gardening, and Sam entertaining, and began the journey to becoming the teacher. Now, I know that ship life was hard, all the beaches, but despite the beautiful parts of the world they travelled to, Sam told me recently that the staff joke on the Carnival was that they named their ships after the things they take away from their employees. Freedom, elation, splendour, destiny, pride. But after many years, you two broke free with elation. Today is a splendid occasion. You were destined to be together, and you should be proud of the life that you have made. And that all started on a Carnival ship. You two are an inspiration to Andy and I. It's only in writing this that I realise quite how much. You've changed your lives completely, taken a huge step and made a success of it. You are so very, very brave to have given up the ship life and performing, to start from scratch in a small village in Lincolnshire with completely different careers. It's a brave and bold move. It takes hard work, and I think that they're successful together because they're a team. And today they've signed a contract that binds Team Barrett for the rest of their lives. Finally, I found this little poem. I think it's perfect for today. Forgive me for changing the last line, but I'd rather think it works. Things that go together. Pigeons with park, stars with dark, sand with sea, you with me. Hats with heads, pillows with beds, sky with blue, Sam with Suzy Q. I am pleased to spoke to these 2 gorgeous girls, and I wish them a lifetime of love, happiness, and cocktails on the patio at sunset. So if you could please all join me in raising a glass to my Snotface and her Suzy Q, the Barretts.
Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, the happy couple, Sam and Suzy.
Thank you very much. We just have a few thank yous. Going to be really, really quick. Firstly, I have someone very pleasant to thank, and probably wouldn't be, well, 1, wouldn't be drinking today if it wasn't for her. And 2, would either be in chronic tooth pain. I had an extremely sore tooth on Sunday and called the emergency dentist, and our fabulous dentist friend Kathy managed to do horrific things that I won't talk about ever again. It was extremely painful, but today I get to drink and not be on 5 days of antibiotics because of her. So I really like to say nothing.
Well done, Kathy. Oh, you should not have said it. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone that helped make our ceremony really special. So for those that did a reading were very brave, and those that learnt their lives.
I'll see you on the dance floor, girl.
So if who's first? Chris, thank you, and also a big thank you, Chris, for coming all the way from Perth. And my big bro, my big little bro. Thank you very much. And the wonderful Charlotte and Libby. Looking so pretty today. We've also got one more for my Uncle Martin. Thank you for doing the cake. Making our cake. Well, no, because we've got Linda that's done a wonderful job of decorating, but Martin, I don't know, but for making the cake a few times. And also we've got some other big thank yous. We've got Amy and Dan and your team who want to say a huge thank you for letting us do all this and come in yesterday, because I don't know how on earth we would have done it if we hadn't been able to come in yesterday. So thank you very, very much. And we've also got a big thank you to our photographers that happen to be our best friends, which is, we're so lucky for that. And we haven't got something physical because we would like to next year take you away and us to go away all together. So we will, that will be on us, but we will do that. Yeah, I think so, alright. Plus we weren't organised enough to actually organise it beforehand, so we haven't got anything, but that's what we're going to do.
And then obviously massive thank you to my mum and Rosemary, who did all of the flowers that you see here today. They have spent like 2 days really going around. Yeah, our bouquets that we forgot to walk down the aisle with. But they're there. But also just to our parents for this amazing day and for basically everything they've ever done for us. So we can't thank them enough, and whatever we would ever do for them is not enough. So, but we thank you very much.
And we will be again.
Again, we haven't organised it, but there is something else coming later on that we will just completely disorganised. Thank you ever so much.